Anytime you're sketching, you're drawing super light. Before you start any kind of drawing, you need to think about how big are you going to be drawing, what size and shape of pumpkin, where is it going to be on the page? Is it going to take up your whole page? Are you going to have your paper vertical? Are you going to have your paper horizontal? Where are you going to place it on your page? Here, I'm choosing to make a pretty big pumpkin that's taking up most of my page. And I'm also going to do it horizontally. You can see this sketch that I'm doing, it's super light. We do this because we're trying to figure out the shape that we actually want. We don't press down hard with our pencil until we're 100% sure of the shape. I'm going in and I'm correcting my lines and getting the shape a little bit more oval. Your pumpkin will look different because you're making a different pumpkin than me, but this is how I'll do mine. Once I'm pretty happy with the shape, then I go in and I start to just lay out where I want the stem or the center of the pumpkin to be. You can see I made my first mark, but it was too high up, so I lowered it down a little bit. I like my stems really wavy, with a lot of personality. So I'm doing this really fun curve off to the side. But your stem can be whatever you want. It can be thick, it can be long, short. I'm rounding the bottom part where it's actually meeting the pumpkin so that it looks like it's coming out of the center. Now you're going to go in and you're going to start to sketch out, still lightly, where you want your sections of the pumpkin. Not all pumpkins have sections. Some just have lines that are going down, but some pumpkins do actually have very defined sections or little ovals on the sides of the pumpkins that you'll see. So that's the kind of pumpkin that I'm making here. And they're generally split into equal parts if you're doing this kind of pumpkin. Once you have your parts in, then you're going to go and round the top edges and the bottom edges. It kind of looks like a rounded triangle if you think about it, or like a candy corn. You can see how I'm drawing darker here because I'm getting a little more sure of where I want my section to be. Then I'm moving on to the next section. Again, those rounded edges at the top. You can see on that last section, I brought the section down lower than my actual undersketch that I did there. If you correct as you work, that's totally fine. The sketch is just there as a suggestion. Now I'm going and darkening up my stem. Once you have your final sketch, you can go in and erase it if you want. I usually like to leave that step until the last part. I only go in and erase if there are lines that are confusing me a little bit. Here I'm just fixing my stem. I didn't quite like the way that it was interacting with the pumpkin base. Now I'm going in with my Sharpie and I am finalizing those lines. Once you have your Sharpie drawn on, then you can go in and erase any line marks that are still there.